Hey, Lynn, are you a basketball fan?
Yes, I am.
Are you free on Friday? There's a big basketball game on TV.
Is it the Thunder and Warriors game at 7:30?
Yes, it is.
I'm sorry. I'm busy on Friday and Saturday, but I'm free for the next game on Sunday at 2:30.
Great. So, you're a Warriors fan, right?
No, my favorite team is the Thunder.
Oh, no. That's not good. You aren't a Warriors fan like me?
It's okay. We can still enjoy the game.
Great. Lunch is at my house at 1 o'clock on Sunday before the game.
Sounds good. I'll be there then. Hi. Are you okay? Are you lost?
Yes, I'm lost. Is room 124 near here?
Yes, it's just over there. Are you in the English conversation class?
Yes, I am. I'm a new student in the class. Are you in that class too?
Yes, I am.
I think I know you. Are you Marco's friend?
Marco? I'm not sure if I know him. Is he a student here?
Yes, I know him because he plays basketball with me. He's from Spain. How about you? Are you also from Spain? You look Spanish.
No, I'm not. I'm from New York.
Oh, that's far away from here.
You're right. It is. How about you? Where are you from?
I'm from Harbin. It's a big city in northeast China. Are you a student in this class?
No, I'm not.
Then why are you here?
Because I'm the teacher.
Ah, you're the teacher. What's your name?
I'm Maria. What's your name?
My name is Zheng. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Cheng. Let's go inside. We're late.
Hey, Sarah.
Hi, Daniel. So, how's your new job?
Well, I only started last week. I think it's okay, but my first morning was terrible.
Oh, yeah? Why?
Well, when I arrived at the office, I was really nervous. Then the boss said I have to give a speech and introduce myself to all my new coworkers.
Oh, how many people were there?
About 20. My speech was really bad. I tried to make some jokes, but they weren't funny, so no one laughed.
Ouch. Sounds awful.
Yeah, it was. Anyway, later on it was better. My new boss took me to that new Chinese restaurant for lunch.
The one on Main Street? How was it?
Great. It was a buffet with all kinds of Chinese food. I was so nervous in the morning, I didn't eat breakfast, so I ate a lot there.
I heard it's really popular. Was it crowded? Was it expensive?
Actually, it wasn't busy at all. We were the only ones there. Maybe because it was Monday. And I don't know about the price. My boss paid the bill.
Nice. My boss never buys me lunch. Maybe I should join your company too.
Hi, Anna. That is a nice photograph.
Yeah, it's a picture of my mom and dad.
Where are they in the photo?
The two of them are in Los Angeles.
Nice. Are they from Los Angeles?
Not really. My father was born in Los Angeles, but he only lived there for 3 years. Then his family lived in Chicago. My mother was born in Oakland. It's near San Francisco.
I see. Who took the picture?
It was my grandmother, I think.
She is an excellent photographer. Where does she live?
She lived in Los Angeles and Chicago, but she died about 10 years ago. She took this picture a long time ago.
Yeah, your parents are very young in the picture. You also take pictures, right, Anna?
I do take pictures. I love taking pictures when I travel all over the United States. Do you want to see some? I have a lot of my photographs on my phone.
Sure. Wow, this one is beautiful. The water and bridge in the photo are striking. Where is it?
It's San Francisco, not too far from where my mother was born.
Hey, Kai. How was your trip to New York City?
It was pretty good. I visited a lot of interesting museums, and I went to some awesome restaurants.
Nice. Tell me about some of the food.
New York has awesome pizza, and you know how much I like pizza. One place serves 20 different kinds of pizza. Some of them have unusual toppings. One of them was chicken tikka masala pizza. It's an Indian style of chicken on top of pizza. I tried it. It was delicious, but expensive.
How much was it?
$30.
$30? That's really expensive.
Well, New York is not a cheap city.
Yeah, it sounds like it. How long were you there for?
I was there for 4 days.
Is New York dangerous?
No, I don't think so. I don't think the people are very friendly, though. I think it's because the city is so crowded and New Yorkers don't need to be nice to everyone that they see.
Maybe I'll go there on my next vacation.
You should. Just remember to bring comfortable shoes. People walk a lot in the city.
Hey, Andrea. Are you coming to my party Saturday night?
What? I didn't hear about that. You're having a party?
Yeah, for my birthday. You should come.
Okay, sure. I'm busy Friday, but I'm free Saturday. Where is the party?
It's at my place. My apartment is on West 20th Street, just next to Barron's Restaurant.
Okay, I think I know it. I live right near there on West 24th Street. My building is next to that modern hotel across from the subway station. Anyway, what's your apartment number?
It's apartment 27 on the 7th floor. There is an elevator on the first floor to the left of the entrance. You can take it up to my apartment.
Got it. And is your birthday on Saturday too?
Actually, my birthday is Thursday, but I want to have the party on the weekend. It's easier that way.
It is. And what time does it start?
Come anytime after 8 p.m. And don't bring any gifts or anything like that. I have everything I need.
Everything? Your apartment is huge, huh?
Not really. I just don't want anything because it won't fit in my apartment. That's the problem with living in this city. There's no space.
I agree with you there. Anyway, I'm late for a meeting at my office on 15th Street. It's far from here. I have to go. See you Friday.
No, Saturday.
Right. See you Saturday.
See you then, Andrea. Are you looking for a great place to go for vacation? Do you want to find the best hotel and a cheap flight to a beautiful beach location? Or maybe you want a guided tour of one of the world's great cities, Paris, Beijing, or New York. But you don't want to spend a lot of money. Then why don't you use fredstravel.com? It has all the information on how to book your next vacation. And you can do it without the high costs. From flights to food, it is the #1 website for all of your travel needs. Don't spend your time on other travel sites because they simply do not have the same low prices we do. Make your plans with us. You will find it easy to use, saving you both time and money. We have offices in all major cities. Just walk right in. Or visit fredstravel.com for your next special vacation. And here's a way to get a special discount. Call us at 555-2045. Say the word Fred when you call, and you will get a 10% discount on your next travel.
Hey, Melanie. So what are you doing for New Year's Eve?
My friend has a party for the holiday every year. He's Spanish, and he makes a lot of good Spanish food for it. What are your plans?
I'll visit my family. I usually spend New Year's Eve and New Year's Day with them. It's a tradition of ours.
Oh? What do you do?
On New Year's Eve, my whole family will meet at my parents' home in Amsterdam. They always hold the party. My flight leaves tomorrow.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you were going back to Europe this year.
Yeah, I usually go back every year, except for last year. I went to California.
I remember. So what else do you do in the Netherlands for New Year's?
Well, we always eat this food called oliebollen. It's a fried ball of dough, just like a donut. My uncle sometimes makes them if he's not busy. I'm not sure about this year.
Do you eat anything else special?
Not really. We usually just have a big meal together. But the best part is the firecrackers. My brothers and I always buy a lot of them and set them off all through the night. We don't stop until about 1 or 2 a.m.
I wish I could come. I never go anywhere interesting on New Year's.
Maybe next year. Come to think of it, I need to go home and get ready for the trip. My flight leaves early in the morning. Talk to you when I get back. And Happy New Year.
Have a great time, Ron.
Hey, Julianne. How are things going?
I'm doing well, Oscar. You're back from Los Angeles already. How was your trip?
It was great. And when I got home last night, My roommate made me dinner. It was delicious.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Hey, how's your new roommate? I forgot her name.
Brienne. She's okay, I guess. She's not around this week, and that's good.
Where did she go?
She went to London.
Is she from England?
No, she's actually from Canada. I don't think I like her, though. She's really loud.
Really? That's too bad. Does she talk a lot and stay up all night?
No, she isn't talkative at all. She doesn't really say anything to me. I think it's a bit unusual, but she plays music really loudly in her room. And she usually does this at night while I'm trying to study.
Wow. Why don't you ask her to play her music more quietly?
I'd like to, but she is difficult to talk to. Her room is also really messy, and I hate to go in there.
I see. Are the kitchen and bathroom also dirty because of her?
No. She does the dishes and cleans our bathroom pretty well. She just doesn't talk much. It's strange.
I see that clearly bothers you. She's probably just a very private person.
Well, I want her to be a private person that plays quiet music.
Erica! Erica! Erica, wake up!
Huh? What? Oh, hi, Lamar. Are we there yet?
Yeah, we are almost at the station. You were asleep for the whole trip. How did you sleep?
Huh? Oh, yeah. It felt great. I was so tired. Anyway, I had another unusual dream about my teeth falling out.
Oh, really? What happens in the dream?
Well, I have this same dream pretty often. I'm at work in the same meeting with my boss and our colleagues Marcus and Tanya. When it's my turn to speak, I start speaking, but then my teeth fall out of my mouth. It's so weird.
Yeah, that is strange. What happens after that?
Well, I try to speak, but I can't because my mouth is full of my teeth. No words come out of my mouth, just my teeth. A lot of teeth. Then I usually wake up. What do you think it means?
I don't think anyone knows for sure, but I heard it can mean that you talk a lot. Like you think that you talk too much.
Well, I do like to talk a lot.
You do. And you also talk about very private things. Sometimes these are things that others do not want to hear or know about. Maybe your dream means don't talk about private things.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Or maybe I think that I need to brush my teeth more.
Yep, it could mean that too. Well, we've arrived at the station. Time to get off.
Vince, are there any malls near here?
Well, Lynn, there aren't any malls here in Redwood City, but there are malls nearby in Stanford and San Mateo.
Which do you like?
I like both. Stanford Mall is nice, quiet, and big. but there aren't any cheap stores there.
I see. I want to go shop at some cheap clothing stores. Are there any good restaurants in San Mateo Mall?
Yes, there are a lot of American and Mexican restaurants.
That doesn't sound so good. Are there any other types of restaurants?
Yes, there's a Korean tofu restaurant on the first floor and a Chinese restaurant on the second floor.
Oh, great. Let's go to the tofu restaurant on the first floor then. Are there any bookstores?
There isn't a bookstore in the mall, but there is a bookstore next to the mall.
Okay. Let's go to San Mateo Mall then.
Hi, Cecilia. How are you?
Hi, Alan. I'm great.
Do you still work at the bank?
Oh, I don't work anymore. My husband doesn't work either.
You and your husband must have a lot of free time now. Is that him over there?
Yes, that's him. His name is Ben. He's next to our sons, Christopher and Jonathan.
Oh. What do they do?
My younger son, Jonathan, is a teacher. My older son is Christopher. His passion is drawing. He's an artist.
Do you and Ben still live in Mountain View?
Yes, we do. Are you still in Atherton?
No, we have a house in Belmont now. Do your sons live with you?
Oh, my younger son also lives in Belmont. He rents an apartment with his wife. Christopher lives in our house.
How interesting. You know, home prices are so crazy these days.
Morning, Gian.
Hi, Emily. Whoa, you look pretty tired. What did you do last night?
I couldn't sleep at all last night, so I stayed up and watched TV most of the night.
Oh, huh. Did you watch anything interesting?
I did, actually. It was a show about animals.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's interesting that some kinds of animals are so intelligent. For example, elephants. Did you know that they can use tools just like humans?
Really? What do they use the tools for?
Well, they use boxes to get things in high places. The elephants move the boxes to help them get food. They also use wood to cover water holes because they don't want other animals to drink the water. They can plan. It's very smart.
Interesting. What about other animals?
Chimpanzees are another example. They also use pieces of wood to find food, like ants.
I've heard that they can also use language like people. Is that true?
Well, sort of. Obviously, they can't speak. Their mouths can't make sounds like people, but chimpanzees can learn words. So they move their hands and point at pictures to tell scientists things.
Can they make sentences?
Not really. They can't use the words with grammar. Scientists try very hard to teach chimpanzees to do this, but they just can't learn these rules.
Looks like we're much smarter than chimpanzees then.
I hope you're not surprised by that. Anyway,
Hello there. I'm Tim, your waiter for this evening. May I start you off with something to drink?
Sure. I'll have a glass of sparkling water, please.
And for you, sir?
I'll just have tap water. Thanks.
Okay, I'll be right back with your drinks.
Marissa, can I ask you a question?
Of course you can.
Why did you want to come to this restaurant? You are a vegetarian, and almost all of the dishes have some kind of meat in them.
Because this restaurant has the best steak in the neighborhood. And I know how much you like steak, so I wanted to come here for your birthday.
That's very nice of you. So,
And here are your drinks.
wow, that was fast. Waiter, Tim, can I ask you a question about the food here?
Yes, you can. What can I do for you?
Can I get the steak with vegetables? I really don't like French fries.
Sure, that won't be a problem. Are you ready to order too, ma'am?
I think I am. I'll take a salad.
Sure thing. And what would you like for the main course?
Just a salad is fine. Maybe I'll have some dessert later.
So, one salad and one steak with vegetables.
Yep, and I'll have a sparkling water too. But can I have it when the steak comes out?
Sure thing. One sparkling water with the steak. Coming.
And can we get some bread before the dinner?
Of course. It'll be out in just a moment.
Hi, Evram. Remember me? We met in Turkey, but studied at the same university in 2004.
Good to hear from you, Carol. Wow, that was a long time ago. How are you nowadays?
I'm fine, but very busy. I'm working for a college in the U.S. and traveling to Taiwan to talk with students this week. I'm going to the airport tonight, actually. How about you?
I'm living in Canada these days. I'm taking business classes and working part-time at a hotel.
That sounds great. How do you like your new life?
It is much better than before. Do you remember where I lived in the past?
Yes, I think you worked in Russia and helped build hotels. Is that right?
Right. Before that, I worked in Afghanistan for almost 3 years.
That is very tough. I'm glad you're enjoying Canada now. How are your classmates?
They are really nice. A lot of students are helping each other study. I'm making many friends here. I hope you can visit in the future. You can stay with me.
If I need to travel to Canada for work, I will definitely text you.
Hi, Kalsa. Are you feeling okay? You were not in class today.
Thanks for calling, Brian. My allergies are making me feel sick, so I decided to stay home.
Okay. I am emailing you my notes from class. We're starting another chapter in the book. There is a lot of new information.
I don't like our professor. We are studying all the time. He doesn't give us a break or any time to relax.
Yeah, our class is hard, but the professor is teaching us really well, so I think we are learning more than other students in other classes. I like that.
I guess you're right. What's going on with everyone else in the class?
Amir and Jackie are calling other classmates to start a study group. I'm going to join them. Can you come?
I don't know. I'm sneezing and coughing and even crying. My eyes are really red and watery. I don't think I can leave the apartment tonight.
We're not meeting tonight. Probably tomorrow. Let me know how you are feeling tomorrow. Join us if you can. We are reviewing the notes from class and discussing the homework.
Okay, that sounds good. I can come. I'm staying online all night, so email me if there are any updates about what time everyone is meeting.
Okay. Get better soon and see you tomorrow.
Hey, Alfred. What are you doing? Are you busy?
Hi, Minzy. Nope, I'm just taking a break from work. I'm looking at Jake's website. He works as a photographer now. See his photos?
Wow, he is very good. Are those his kids?
I think so. He has twins. I believe they're around 4 years old.
Aw, they are so cute. Are they wearing costumes? I see the girls both have hats on their heads and are holding flowers.
Yeah, I guess it was from Halloween. Jake posted the photo at the end of October.
Are you also on social media, Alfred?
No, not really. I worry about privacy. I like looking at other people's lives, but I don't feel comfortable when anyone online can see my life. I prefer sharing my updates with friends face to face or over the phone.
I'm the opposite. I have a lot of social media accounts. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I think it's easier to stay connected with people this way. Also, a lot of my family doesn't live close to me, and they want to see updates all the time. I don't have time to call or text everybody.
That makes sense.
Manuel, what's the best place you have traveled to?
That's a good question, Carrie. A few years ago, I lived in Italy for the summer.
I traveled in Europe last winter, but I didn't visit Italy. What did you do there?
I worked on a farm. I helped the farmers pick vegetables to sell at the market.
That sounds like hard work. Did you have any free time?
Sure. I rented a car every weekend and drove to different cities.
Was there any city you didn't like?
All the cities were interesting, but I didn't enjoy the hot weather in Rome. I missed the cool weather on the farm.
Did you learn some Italian?
I couldn't learn the language in one summer. You need more time. I studied, but I didn't learn very much.
You should go back someday.
I planned to return last year, but I canceled my trip because my mother was sick.
My friend moved to Milan 2 months ago for a new job. She lives in a big apartment. Maybe you can stay with her to save money.
Maybe I'll just move there too.
My father was from a poor family. His father was not around for most of his childhood, but my father studied very hard in school and got into a good university. He worked after classes and on weekends to pay for his education. After university, he got a job at a big company. My father met his future wife at the company, and they got married. They had me in 1983. My mother got very sick a few years later. She died when I was only 9, and our family became just my father and me. We didn't have much money. But my father's luck started to change not too much longer after that. At work, the manager of his team had to give a very big presentation. But the day before the presentation, she got sick and asked my father to do it instead. He practiced and prepared all night. The next day, just before my father's presentation, the CEO of the company walked into the room. My father became nervous, but gave a great presentation. The CEO appeared at my father's office the next day and talked to him about his future. My father quickly got more important jobs in the company. My father is now CEO of the company. He always says, "To be lucky, you need to be prepared." His story is a good example of this.
What happened, Norma? You look upset.
I lost my necklace.
Oh, that's terrible. Where did you lose it?
I think I left it in the Student Center Cafe. I reported it to the front desk, but they didn't have it.
Did it cost a lot?
No, it didn't. But it was valuable to me. It belonged to my grandmother. My mother gave it to me a few days ago.
When did you have the necklace last?
Well, I know I had it at lunch this afternoon. Hello?
Hi, is this Norma Damron?
Yes.
This is Alicia Jackson from the Student Center. I heard that you lost a necklace. We found one in the restroom at the Student Center. Did you lose your necklace there?
Oh, yes, that's right. Was it next to the sink?
Actually, it was on the restroom floor.
Thank you very much for calling.
You're welcome. You can pick it up at the front office in the Student Center.
Thank you.
Hi, Rodrigo. What are you doing this weekend?
I'm going to visit my grandmother this Saturday.
Oh, nice. Where does she live?
She lives just outside the city in a town called Huntington.
Oh, not too far from here. Are you two close?
Yeah, we are pretty close. We talk to each other often. She's an amazing woman.
How so?
Well, first, she came to the U.S. with her parents when she was only 3 years old. She grew up in New York City, and her family was very poor.
Where did they come from?
Madrid, Spain. They wanted to get away from the war there at the time. Anyway, my grandmother was the first person to go to university in her family, and she even finished at the age of 20, 2 years before most people her age. She studied education.
She must be pretty smart.
She is. And then she went to graduate school and got a master's degree a year later. She finished her degree when she was 22. Then she became a teacher.
That's cool. Is she your mom's mother or your dad's mother?
My mom's mother. My grandmother has 4 children, my mother and my 3 uncles. She had them in her 30s. It was a little unusual for women to have children that late back then.
Yeah, definitely. Did she finish her career in education before having children?
No, she continued to teach while she had children. She didn't stop teaching until she was 55.
So, who took care of your mom and uncles?
Good question. Maybe my grandfather? Maybe my grandmother's mom? I'm not sure. I'll ask her this weekend when I go to see her.
Hey, Mira. Did you hear about the new changes to campus rules?
Hey, Adam. Yeah, I heard the university is going to ban smoking on campus next year. What do you think about that?
I'm totally for it. I don't like smelling and breathing smoke on my way to class, and smoking is not healthy for anyone.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea too. I also think the campus is going to be cleaner. So many smokers just throw their cigarettes on the ground. The university also announced that it is going to build a new fitness center on campus. What do you think of that?
I'm not sure what I think. There are good things and bad things about it. How about you?
Well, I'm against it. The university is going to increase our tuition to pay for the fitness center. We come to school to study, not to exercise and play sports.
Well, there are a lot of good things about having a fitness center. Students often have a lot of stress because of tests. Exercise can decrease stress. If students are less stressed, they are going to learn more, and they will be healthier.
That's a good point, Adam. But I still don't like the tuition increase to pay for it.
Yes, me too. Every year tuition goes up. University is so expensive, and now it's going to be more expensive.
I know. Where does all the money go? Professors don't receive a lot of money, and some of our classrooms are pretty old.
That's a really good question. I am going to find out.
Taiki, will you go get us some food for dinner? I'm hungry. I'll never finish this report if I don't eat.
Of course, Sophie. I'll pick up something. What would you like?
It's pretty late. What'll be open? Chinese? Or the fast food place could be good.
Let's see. It will be 10 p.m. soon, so I don't think the Chinese restaurant will be open. How about pizza?
I think the pizza place closes early on Sundays, so we'll have to eat fast food.
I won't eat fast food. It's pretty unhealthy, and it won't be good for you while you're trying to do work. Don't you think something else will be better?
Taiki, you said that all the other places will be closed at this hour. I think fast food will be okay.
Let me think. Okay, I'll go to the grocery store and pick up something. I'll come and make you some dinner. How about that?
It'll be open?
Yep, I just checked the store's website.
Oh, great. So, what'll you get?
I'll definitely buy some fruit. Maybe strawberries or apples?
Okay. And?
Some other fruits?
I think I'll need something more than that. How about some bread and cheese for sandwiches?
Okay, I'll get some cheese and bread. I don't think they'll still have the good bread at this hour, but I'll check.
Great. And I'll get back to work. Hurry home.
Yep. Sophie, just one more thing.
What's that?
Do you have any money?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, I think I'll also have to go to the ATM. See you soon.
Gary, did you pack for the camping trip this weekend?
I didn't, but I may do it tonight if I have time. Actually, I think I'll do it in the morning. I've got a lot to do tonight. We leave tomorrow afternoon, right?
We do. And be sure to pack some warm clothes. It might get really cold at night.
Yeah, and the weather report said that it might rain on Sunday, so we'll have to bring clothes for wet weather too. Did you pack for rain?
I did. And I even packed an umbrella. I'm pretty excited for all the things we can do at the national park. If it's really warm, I may go swimming in the lake.
That would be great. But the water will probably be too cold. The weather report said the high temperature is going to be 80 degrees, but the lake's water might still be cold because it's spring.
Well, we'll see. Do you know what we are going to eat?
Yeah, Mike said we can cook at the campsite. He is going to bring some things for a barbecue, and I might bring some steak with us so we can have a huge, delicious meal.
Steaks? At a campsite? You don't think any bears or big animals will smell it?
Well, some smaller animals might smell it, but there aren't any bears in the south part of the park, only in the north end of the park. The park is huge, so we probably won't have any problems.
I hope not. Anyway, what should we eat for dinner tonight?
How about we eat?
Are you a student looking for a job? Are you a professional who wants to change your career? It is important to know yourself before you decide to find a new career. If you take some time to think about you, then you will be more likely to find the right career. So, what do you need to know about yourself? You need to learn about your own interests and skills, and you need to consider the life that you want. First, interests. What do you like to do? Write these things down. Then, ask yourself, is there something common between your interests? For example, you like starting projects and managing teams. Maybe starting a business is best for you. Second, skills. What are you good at? Maybe you enjoy writing or fixing things. Know your skills so you can continue to improve them when preparing for a new career. Last, ask yourself, what kind of life do I want? You may intend to become a lawyer, but expect to work very long hours to make all that money. Or maybe you want to be a professor. Then plan on studying for a long time, but you probably won't make as much money as a lawyer. Choose a career path to match the life you want.
So, Helen, what do we need for the party tonight? It looks like our fridge is empty.
Well, we just got back from a trip. I think we need a lot of things, Tanawat.
Ah, yes. Let's think about food. What should we serve?
Let's keep it simple. We'll make sandwiches and serve some snacks. Are you going to the store to get everything?
Yes. Okay. What kind of sandwiches do we want?
Pick up some cheese, ham, chicken, and vegetables to put on the sandwiches.
What kind of vegetables?
Get some onions and tomatoes. Actually, get some lettuce, too. We can make a salad. Also, for the sandwiches, we don't have any bread, so get that, too.
Okay, got it. And snacks. What should I get?
Just get some different kinds of chips and nuts. Actually, don't buy any nuts. Sam can't eat them.
Sounds good. And do you want me to get any desserts?
I actually asked Shelley to bring some ice cream. And I asked Brian to bring some cake. He makes delicious cakes. So I think we have enough dessert.
Okay. Then the last thing. Drinks. What do I need to get?
I told people to bring their own drinks, but we may want to have something anyway. Maybe you can get some wine and soda?
So I don't need to buy a lot. Sounds good.
Do we need any other things?
Just money. Could you give me a few bucks?
Here, take my credit card.
Do you have any questions about the dessert menu?
Yes. How many lemons are in the lemon cake?
A lot. It's one of the main ingredients.
Well, I don't like lemons. How many cookies are there in one order?
About 5. You can also order a little ice cream on the side.
How much more does that cost?
Not much. It's only $1 more.
Okay. And do you still make that delicious cheesecake? It's not on the menu.
No, sorry. We no longer sell cheesecake.
I see Boston cream pie on the menu. Is there much chocolate sauce on that? And how is the apple pie?
Yes, there's a lot of chocolate sauce on top of the Boston cream pie. Apples are in season now, so the apple pie is excellent.
I think I'm ready to order. I'd like a piece of apple pie with a little vanilla ice cream on the side. Oh, and can you put an order of cookies on the plate too?
Of course. Would you like a cup of coffee to go with your dessert?
Yes, with a small glass of milk on the side, please.
Hi, I'm Connie. I'm thinking of buying the house next to yours. Can I ask you a couple of questions?
Hi, I'm Olga. Sure, I'd be happy to answer some questions.
Is this a nice neighborhood to live in?
Well, it has a few problems, but it's a pretty good place to live. There's a grocery store nearby and a big park with enough picnic tables for everyone.
You said that the neighborhood has a few problems.
Yes, we're close to the airport. Sometimes there's too much noise from the airplanes. And there aren't enough sidewalks in the neighborhood. So if you want to walk, you have to walk on the road. It can be dangerous because there are cars on the road. Sometimes people on bikes use the road too.
Is there anything else you don't like?
The houses are too close together. You can see your neighbor eating dinner if the curtains are open. Your neighbor can see into your house too.
Thanks, Olga. You've given me enough information to help me decide what to do.
Hey, Daniela. You're Brazilian, right?
Hi, Ali. Yes, I am. What's up?
I'm traveling there soon. I don't have a tour guide, so I wanted to ask you a few questions.
Of course. What would you like to know?
I'm going to stay in Rio, but I also want to see friends in Sao Paulo. What's the best way to go from Rio to Sao Paulo?
You should take the bus. It's not expensive. It's a good way to meet new people, too.
Great. I also plan to visit the Amazon rainforest. Should I take a bus from Rio?
No, you had better fly. It's a very long way. You can find a plane from Rio to the Amazon for a good price. The airport is in Manaus. Once you get there, there will be a lot of tour guides who offer boat trips. You should take one of the boat trips.
Okay, thank you. And what should I eat there?
Well, rice and black beans is very popular. You should also try the cheese bread. It's called pão de queijo. That's my favorite food.
That sounds good.
But don't eat it with your hands. It's rude to eat anything with your hands in Brazil. Even pizza or French fries.
Good to know. Well, thanks, Daniela.
Enjoy your trip.
Hi, welcome to the Music Academy. Can I help you?
Yes. My name is Cassie. I want to know how I can apply to the school.
Of course. First of all, what instrument do you play? Flute? Guitar?
I play the piano. Do I have to play for you?
Yes, you have to come for an audition. You should prepare one piece of music.
Can I bring a friend to play with me? He plays the violin.
No, you must play alone. You can bring a parent or friend for support, though.
I also have recordings. I played in a few concerts.
That's great, but we just want to hear you play live for us.
Great. What else should I bring?
You must bring a record of your grades. We only accept students with good grades. We'll send you a letter with your results after the audition. It will also tell you how to pay. Students have to pay some money to keep their spot.
Do I have to choose classes then, too?
In your first year, you can't choose your classes, actually. All first-year students have the same courses.
Hey, Sarah. You're going to study music in graduate school, aren't you?
Hey, Elizabeth. Actually, I haven't decided. I love playing the violin, but I also really love art and design. I'm actually talking to the design department today. What about you?
I'm definitely studying acting. But I can't decide between the theater program at Bluestone University and Everwood's University.
Wow, Elizabeth, that's awesome. Great schools. Which one is cheaper?
Bluestone is much cheaper than Everwood's. I would need to find a job to go to Everwood's.
Which has smaller classes?
Bluestone does, I think. Bluestone also has more interesting classes. I really like that. The professors at Everwood's are better, though.
Did you visit the schools? Which city is easier to live in?
Yeah, I went to both universities. Everwood's is in a nicer city. The area around the university is very nice. There's a really great apartment building for students. The person who built it was famous, I think. And there's a beautiful theater downtown.
Cool. What about the people? Which one has friendlier students?
Well, both cities have a similar population. I think Bluestone has more people, but I'm not sure. Both schools have really nice students and professors from different backgrounds and places. It's hard to decide.
What does your advisor recommend?
I haven't talked to her yet. That's a good idea. I'll call her now.
Hey, Pete. How are you?
Not so good, Joanne. I have to give a sales presentation to our Russian clients this afternoon. There will be 30 of them in the conference room.
Ah, so that's why you look so nervous. Have you finished preparing your presentation yet?
Not yet. I'm preparing it right now.
Well, you should work quickly. The conference starts at 3 p.m.
Yes, I know. Only 2 hours left.
Anyway, don't worry too much. I know most of our Russian clients. They are really friendly and relaxed. Just remember to speak clearly and not too fast, because English is not their first language, of course. And try to use a few jokes at the start. They'll like that.
Okay, I will. Thanks. And I have to tell a joke? What kind of joke? I don't want to sound sarcastic.
Don't worry. Anything will be okay. Maybe a joke about how terrible the food is in this city. Oh, and if you meet Dmitri, the tall man with the beard, speak to him very politely. He is a member of the senior management team. He's the most important guy in the room.
Dmitri Petrov?
Yeah, that's him. But you should call him Mr. Petrov.
Got it, thanks. Will you be at the conference too?
Probably, but I think I will arrive late, so just start without me. I'll be back in time for lunch.
You're listening to World Radio News. I'm Alyssa Delgado. It was too uncomfortable to do anything in Phoenix, Arizona today, as temperatures reached 121 degrees Fahrenheit, or 49 degrees Celsius. The temperature of the ground was 180 degrees Fahrenheit, or 82 degrees Celsius, which is hot enough to cook an egg. Resident Alex Watson says it was too hot to even go outside. Alex is a teacher in Phoenix and says schools should close for hot weather like today.
It was just way too miserable for outdoor activities today. I mean, I went out to get the mail, and it was as hot as an oven outside. At least it's only 70 degrees indoors.
Yes, 70 degrees is cool enough for us, too. That temperature is the same as we have in the studio. We're lucky we have air conditioning. Thanks, Alex. Now, a lot of people have been reporting problems with water that is too warm, too. Hot water is coming out of the cold water faucets. Health officials were working hard to make sure people stayed cool enough to survive the heat. Let's hear from health official Jay Shapiro.
Hi, Alyssa. Yes, Arizona health officials are worried about the heat and want everyone in Phoenix to stay cool. We're especially worried about older people, since they sometimes live alone and are not as strong as other people. They have a harder time with the heat.
Thanks, Jay. And that's all for now. Alyssa Delgado, World Radio News, Phoenix.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, young lady, how can I help you?
Could you tell me when we arrive at the closest bus stop to the Natural History Museum, please?
The name for each stop will come up on that sign up there. Just keep looking.
I see that, but I don't know the name of the stop.
1 minute, please. You are not the only person on this bus.
Sorry, I didn't understand you. Can you repeat that, please?
I said, please wait a minute. This is my busiest time of the day, and there are a lot of people I need to take care of.
Oh, I am sorry. Of course.
Now, what was your question?
I want the name of the stop for the Natural History Museum.
I told you, the best way to know each stop is to look on the sign up there.
Yes, but if I don't know the name of the stop, how can I know when I'm there?
The stop has the name of the museum.
Oh, now I understand. Thank you.
Hey, Jamal. What are you doing here?
Oh, hey there, Tessa. I'm just getting a cup of coffee. I'm going to the bank next. The one next to the library.
I was just there.
At the bank?
No, I was just at the library. I have a final exam tomorrow.
What class is it for?
The exam is for my history class, and it's not an easy class, so I have to study a lot for it.
I see. So, what do you want to drink?
I think I want a coffee with milk.
Can I get it for you? You bought me coffee the other day when I didn't have any money.
Oh, that's right. Sure, you can buy my coffee. Thanks.
So what do you want to do after your tests are finished?
I'm thinking about going on a short trip with my roommate, Marie. But I don't know where to go.
Why don't you go to New York City? It's not very far from here.
That's a good idea. But I think we want to be in nature.
Then you can go to the mountains. It's a beautiful time of year to go camping.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. You're next to order.
Okay, You want a coffee with sugar, right?
No, I don't. A coffee with milk.
Ah, right. Hi, can I get 2 coffees? One with...
Julie, I can't wait to go traveling next week.
Oh, hey there, Brian. Where are you going to go?
First, I'm going to go to Korea and Japan.
That'll be great. I went to Japan when I was younger, but I never went to Korea. Is this your first time traveling to East Asia?
No, I went to China a few years ago as an exchange student. When I was there, I went to Vietnam and the Philippines, but not Korea and Japan.
Oh, cool. So why did you choose to go to Japan and Korea?
A few of my friends live over there. One friend lives in Busan, Korea, and the other 2 friends live near Tokyo. Tokyo is way more expensive than most other cities in the world, so I thought I could stay with one of my friends there. I may never get the chance to stay in Tokyo for free again.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Why do your friends live in Tokyo?
Well, one friend, Taiki, is from Tokyo. I first met him in China when I studied there. The other friend, Paul, also studied abroad with us. He and I were also friends at the University of Wisconsin. We were roommates for 2 years there. Paul is one of my closest friends.
I know Paul. You met him way before you met me. Anyway, are you just going to visit Tokyo when you are in Japan?
No, I'm probably going to be in Tokyo for a few nights, and then the 3 of us are going to travel to Kyoto. After that, I might go to Osaka. I'd really like to try some of the food there. I heard it's the best in Japan. After Kyoto, or possibly Osaka, I'll head to Busan.
How will you get to Busan? Plane?
By boat.
From Kyoto?
No, I'll take the train down to Fukuoka, and then I'll get on a boat.
Okay. And what'll you do there?
I'll meet my friend Jason, and we're going to eat lots of fish. Busan is known for its fish markets.
Sounds like it'll be a great trip.
Hey, Leslie, I'm going to make some lunch. Would you like some salad and a sandwich?
That sounds great. I'm really hungry. But do we have any bread for sandwiches?
I don't think so, Leslie. I guess we won't have any sandwiches. Can we use your salad dressing?
Sure. What kind is mine? I always forget what I buy.
Let me look. It's a bottle of ranch dressing.
Oh, good. I like that kind. Let's have soup, too. There should be some in the refrigerator.
I don't think there's enough soup. I ate some last night for dinner.
Oh, well. I'm on a diet. I really shouldn't eat too much. But after going to the gym, I'm so hungry. Hey, Roger, do you want to go shopping after lunch?
I can't. You know I have to work on a paper.
Yes, I know. And how many times do I have to tell you? You ought to work on your paper later. Come with me.
What are you shopping for?
Shoes. I want to buy some sandals like the black pair Erica has. Hers are so pretty.
Well, I don't need women's shoes. Where are you going? Do you think they have men's shoes?
To City Feet. And yeah, I'm sure they'll have men's shoes. It's the best shoe store in our city. A friend first told me about it. She buys all her shoes there. Anyway, City Feet is great because the prices are very reasonable. I think maybe Erica got her black sandals there.
Oh, yeah. I like her sandals. How much money do you think she paid for them?
Not a lot at City Feet. Their discounts are really good. They have the lowest prices in the city.
If their prices are that cheap, maybe I'll buy a few pairs of shoes. But I don't think I actually have enough money for that. I'll join you for a little bit, but then I have to come home and study.
Great. Let's eat fast and head out.
Alice and Joanne are at a cafe.
Is this the only cafe around here? It seems so unfriendly. Where are the employees? Who is working? Let's go somewhere else.
Wait, I think that guy over there is a waiter. Is he coming this way?
Yeah, he sees us.
Welcome to the Cold Cut Cafe. Follow me. Here are your menus. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay. These chairs are so uncomfortable. And it's so cold in here. Look, you're shaking. Excuse me, can you turn up the heat, please? We're really cold.
Sorry, our heater isn't working.
You know, this part of Vancouver needs a good cafe. Let's start our own cafe where people can be comfortable. We can call it the Comfort Cafe.
That's a great idea.
The big idea.
Look at all that wood left over from building the house. They shouldn't throw it out like that. Hey, we should use it for something.
I know. Can we make a treehouse out of that kind of wood?
I think so. Actually, that's a great idea. Should we build it in the tree by the fence?
I don't know if Mom and Dad will let us. Let's go ask Dad. We can convince him.
Okay. Dad!
Could you please shut the door?
Sorry, Mom. Dad, may we build a treehouse in the tree by the fence, please?
Well, a treehouse sounds like a good idea, but there's one problem. The tree by the fence won't be able to hold the weight of a treehouse.
Could we please build it in a different tree then?
Sure. You should build it in the tree on the side of the house. That one can hold the weight.
Thanks, Dad. This is going to be great.
I think so too. I always wanted a treehouse when I was a kid, but I couldn't have one.
An introduction to New Zealand.
New Zealand is a small country that has geographic, political, economic, and cultural features that make it unique. The two islands of New Zealand, which resulted from volcanic activity in the South Pacific Ocean, have lush farmland and beautiful landscapes. Despite its relatively small size, New Zealand has established its own position in global affairs. For example, New Zealand doesn't allow any ships that carry nuclear weapons to visit its ports. Ships that use nuclear energy are not welcome either. In addition, New Zealand has been a strong advocate of the United Nations, which is an organization that tries to resolve conflicts around the world. New Zealand also supports the World Trade Organization, which works to break down international trade barriers. The products which New Zealand sells in international markets are primarily agricultural ones, such as milk, lamb, and beef.